You guys rated. How'd that go?
Well, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Let's actually have content that's related to our thoughts and opinions about the current state of the game.
Oh yeah, I have a funny story.
Hi, my name
from
is
the
Jim.
raid.
I'm joined by me, Jim,
And me.
Jim, and
And
Jim.
me?
Yes.
Jim.
Jim times 3.
Oh God,
Triple
the
Jim.
world,
Gems.
Triple X.
the world,
Triple X.
the world could only be so lucky.
Oh, I wish I had a Jim.
Aw. You
Huh?
can't. You can't have my Jim. He's my Jim.
A Jim. I didn't say that Jim.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but really,
My very
Your
own
very
Jim.
own Jim.
Home gym, right? That's really what I want.
a home
It's a
gym.
home gym.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like you're sitting on the floor
I have a home gym.
Does it?
because your standing desk is up, so it looks like you're sitting on the floor.
It's not. Actually, I'm sitting in a chair.
I know it, but it's raised up. It just looks.
Oh, that one. Sorry.
Yeah, the one behind you.
Silly. And all my garbage.
Yeah,
This is my life on a
it's
regular
my
basis.
life.
I'll cry if I want to.
Oh,
Oh, that's a different song.
don't cry.
Worked though, didn't it?
Don't cry for me, Brian.
Argentina.
The truth is, I never left you.
All right. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
It's year 3, isn't it?
We've started year 4.
We're in year 4.
We've completed 3 years.
Wow.
1, 2. Holy crap on a stick.
We started, our
2.
first episode was September 6th, 2020. It is
Wow.
September
2023.
21st, 2023. Yep. We are,
Year 4.
we're in our 4th year, and we still somehow managed to find shit to talk about.
I mean, arguably.
I don't know.
Sometimes
He's right. I think we're doing pretty damn good, to be honest.
I mean,
we get help from other games at some points.
Well, the
But-
game helps itself. It's a shit show, obviously.
Obviously.
let's not.
Oh no, that would be a copyright
We're not. Yeah,
strike.
we're not getting copyright strike. Copyright strick.
Copy. paste.
Copy stricken.
Oh,
Copywritten stricken.
that was good, though, right?
So we rated
Yeah, we rated Sunday.
for the first time in a couple of months.
We only had to hug one person
Yep.
who didn't stay for the whole time because they had to get up
But
early.
they stayed for almost the whole time.
Yes, and
Like
we
they were
didn't
very
drive
patient.
them away.
They were very patient.
That's awesome.
And then another guy got on.
You're
later.
supposed to say you were very patient.
No, they were very
If you invite
patient.
them, if you invite them in,
And let me explain why they were very patient.
Oh, this is gonna be great. So, a little backstory. We haven't rated in like 2 months.
Mhm.
The last time we rated was early July, so close to 3 months probably.
The last time I played was early July.
The last log for rating, you've logged in a little bit here and there,
Yeah.
but like nothing like we haven't done any mythics, we haven't done any rating.
Well, I did do rating. However, it wasn't regular rating. It was, ICC, which is features into my story because when you do ICC, you sell everything, right?
Sell.
That you get. Sell. You sell all the things that you get in ICC. So I was healing. We were raiding. I was doing so bad. The tank was out healing me.
Well, okay. Let's be real though. Blood DKs
Sure.
tend to be stupid
Sure.
powerhouses.
But even still, and it was normal, and we definitely outgear it, and so things died, quick ish. And resto druids are not necessarily great in that content. They're really good for progression, less so for when you have stuff on farm, right? Because it's predictable, when the damage is and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, either way. So about halfway through, right after the where you split up and you do that boss.
Yeah, right after the boss before you fight the elder that's locked up. The assault boss.
Yeah, the assault boss. I realized that I only had my main weapon equipped and no offhand. So my item level was like 409 instead of like the 430, whatever, 37 or something like that it normally is.
Well, you were still higher than I was anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, but still, it was my item level was low.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so we had to take like a half an hour for me to find. Because apparently I sold my offhand, so I had to do an item restoration right there. And so that took a little while. So the person
That wasn't
stuck
a
around.
fuck Blizzard attempt, was it?
It wasn't. Well, I mean, their interface for that shit, you can't search for items, which is super shitty. So F Blizzard.
You didn't even know what item it was, and
I didn't know what item it was.
Even if you had searched,
I would have searched for an offhand. I would have searched by weapon slot, offhand, boom.
Right. Well,
But
the search
don't
they
give
had,
you
it
that.
didn't come up.
No, it
'Cause
doesn't. They don't have a search. There was no search function in there. That was the problem. So anyway, either way, so yes, F Blizzard, because their UI for their website is shit. So either way, we found it finally. It was like a half an hour of me.
We had to go back to old raid logs to see what it was.
Because I couldn't remember what my offhand was because I don't ever pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what the hell I was looking for. And they don't have it listed under like weapon or offhand. They have it listed under armor. So an offhand is listed under armor because I was like looking under like weapon or like, I say looking under. There was no search, but there is a column that has a category. So I was just looking at the category. So anyway, finally found it. And my numbers got a little better, but not great. And then I realized I wasn't using cooldowns. Well, I wasn't using one specific cooldown, which is Flourish, which is part of my 4-piece and ridiculously OP. It's such a fucking good spell. And I forgot all about it because I haven't been playing and haven't been healing and haven't, God forbid I look at my actual, toolbars and see what the spells are that I have on it. No, I'm not going to do that. So finally, once I did that, things got a little bit better. Not that much better, but a little bit better. So that was my raid experience.
So we cleared it.
Yes.
All that aside,
Yeah.
we cleared it.
Yeah.
All right. We only had 2 wipes and they were on the last 2 bosses and stuff. So, I mean, it wasn't too bad for not having done it in several months. So, and it was mainly a way to kind of get people back into playing their characters.
Because none of us have been.
Because, well, I mean, 10.2 is going to be coming out shortly. It'll be a new raid tier. So it's like, let's kind of get people back into the habit of, logging in on a Sunday, getting ready for raid. We're going to try Heroic on Sunday.
Nice.
So if you want to do some stuff in the next couple of days, Brian, to try and get bump some gear up,
I know. I should actually play.
you're more than welcome to. We do have 10 signed up though, which is
Nice.
yeah. So we'll be doing that. So it was fun to get back together and
It was fun. Yes.
yeah, we have fun playing. So, shit happens and we just laugh. Whether or not it's, good or bad, shit happens. We enjoy it. We move on. Nobody
It's
gets,
the best way to play, dude.
Yeah.
It's absolutely the best way to
Yeah.
and that's kind of, putting, when we were putting our group in the group finder kind of thing. It's like, super chill group, getting back into it after a couple months off kind of thing, just, and we got lucky. We got somebody that was, pretty chill.
Yeah.
Which is good. Shout out if you're listening, because you're
I
probably,
don't think
Did you plug it?
I don't think they're listening. No, we did not. So they have no clue.
I like to think that they do.
Yeah.
We have listeners on the East Coast. They were on the East Coast.
Oh, I love the East Coast.
So
That's hilarious.
Yep. So we did that.
Yeah.
It's Brewfest right now. There's some new toys and stuff like that. Some new transmogs, I guess you can get. Apparently there was a little bit of a kerfuffle because it was updated, and they there was a bug where it used to be that like max level for the previous expansion on up could get the purple item from the daily queue that has like the mounts and stuff like that, but apparently it was only showing up if you were level 70.
Oh, interesting.
But they fixed that. It was, they updated it and it didn't take, or it caused a bug and they fixed it. So, and then what else is going on? Talk Like a Pirate Day came and went a couple days ago. They added in an armor set for the Highland Drake that you could buy for, puts like pirate armor on it and gives it a treasure chest on the back, saddle, and all that kind of stuff. So I think there's a Brewfest one too to get. So they're adding in like cosmetic stuff for the dragon riding mounts, which is pretty neat.
Cool.
Yeah, still not a lot of news. Apparently, I saw something on the launcher for Warcraft Rumble.
Did they release like a date at all?
I don't know. It says pre-order Rumble on the Apple App Store now, which
You click a button and it's just like, we'll remind you when it's out. And that's it.
that's mine. I have that on the Google Play thing. It doesn't have a date, but it does give you a bunch of different. Oh, they have an official site. Maybe. Let's take a look. WarcraftRumble.blizzard.com. Well, I wonder if it's built on. I wonder if it's built on the Unity engine.
Oh God,
That would be awesome.
It would be hard to tell.
Someone did.
Go ahead.
Someone did elaborate this week though, like that used to work at Blizzard. That like they've long transferred off of that engine onto their own.
oh, that's good.
Hearthstone.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure they were.
Which I kind of forgot that it's been out for like
What
12 years.
Hearthstone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my guess is
Crazy.
that it's not. I'm sure they have their own thing. But, it's just kind of funny to think about. So, no news on that, but I thought that was pretty funny that it just pops up every now and then. It's like, kind of, whatever happened to it? And all of a sudden, like, somebody asked about it Sunday night at Raid, didn't they? Somebody brought it up, and, like, it was like, no fucking clue when that shit's coming out. It's in, like, beta, I think, because I keep seeing stuff, but I don't know. I'll definitely probably maybe try it when it comes out.
Definitely probably will try it. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we have to have an opinion about it.
That's true. Yeah. The current state of that game too.
Yeah, I mean, it does have Warcraft in the title, so I mean,
That's true. Yeah, we're obligated.
it's part of the world.
It's gonna be a badass game, and we're gonna like struggle to want to admit to it.
No, if it's an enjoyable game, you know what's going to be? It's going to be like the first 10 levels are going to be great, super easy and fun, and then you're going to hit like a paywall, or you're going to hit that mobile game block where it's like all up in there, and then now you don't have enough energy to do it, or it gets really hard, and it's like, well, you can buy some energy or some crystals or some shit like
You know what really sucks about that whole concept is that so Apple came out with this thing where you buy like a subscription, you get cloud and all that crap, and then it comes with what they call arcade. And what they did was essentially an Xbox Game Pass like service. And so they'll take these games and they're free to download if you have the subscription. And dude, they are high quality video games. It's insane. It's not the normal ad-ridden in-app experience.
There was a game.
All the games I played, at least.
I thought I heard
haven't
that
been like that.
there was like an RPG or whatever that was Apple only like that supposedly was getting released outside of Apple. Finally, it's supposed to be
I
really
hope so.
good.
There was one that
RPG.
was like, it was one that was supposed to be like Zelda. I played it a little bit with the controller and everything, but yeah, no, I mean the games they put on there, like just really good, high quality games that don't have garbage in them, and it's amazing. It's absolutely astonishing the types of games that could be possibly released on mobile still, right? It's still mind blowing, and so I really do hope this is a great game because even Hearthstone is so much fun to play, like on a tablet. Like I've just wasted so much time. I mean, I wasted money on it too, which I'm perfectly happy with. But
yeah, but that's
like there's like I also used to buy Magic cards when I was little.
Well,
beg for money and then go buy Magic cards.
The thing with Magic cards though is that if you held on to them, they could be worth money, and if they stop making it, it's not like they take them away from you. Like if the game goes belly up,
but they also disintegrate over time if you don't take care of them.
Well, yes, yes, that is true. But you at least you're in control of that. Not like with Hearthstone. If Blizzard just says, "Well, Hearthstone's done," shuts it down, all the money you put into it's just lost. It's only good for the life of the game. It's just like you think about.
That's why we don't try to calculate how much money we spend on Warcraft.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Buying stuff.
Have you ever canceled your account?
Have I?
Yeah.
I have.
Surely you have.
I have.
I don't think I have. I may have. I don't know. I don't even. I mean, and you started in Lich King, beginning Lich King. Yeah, there may have been like maybe a brief stint where I didn't renew, but I've never canceled it. Like, I've never done it for monetary reasons. Like, oh, I can't. It's like money's tight. I'm gonna save money on that. I've never done that because, it was crack, and you don't get rid of crack. You get rid of like food. Before, it's like, no, I got to pay for I need $15 this month for my subscription. It's like, I won't buy cigarettes this week or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Back then,
yeah. Oh man. Has the game always been $15 a month? Wasn't it like 10 at one point or something like that?
I think the sub was always $14.99 unless you bought 3. I don't know. I don't remember if they always had 360.
It doesn't matter. You've at least spent $2,500 on the game over the course of its lifetime.
Yeah, but I mean, how much money do you spend on any subscription? Like how much money?
I mean, that's fair. Yeah.
I've had Netflix since it's been around, so it's like, how much money have I dumped into that? It's just like, it's like I have a car. How much money have I put into a car?
That's true. Kids, how much money have I pumped through their mouth all this food they eat in my house?
Yeah.
And you don't even get to keep. You don't even get to keep food. You rent it.
That's true.
Because either you're sick and
I
it comes
have to
back.
pay for them to dispose of it too.
Yeah, you're paying twice for that food. Double taxation, man.
Jesus.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Yeah,
There should be a checklist before you get married and have children. That's for damn sure.
There definitely should be.
These are the things you can do instead of this. Well, actually.
Yeah. So I was looking around trying to see if there was really anything kind of newsworthy going on. There's like a bunch of like, I don't know if it's PTR or data mine stuff. Kind of discussing stuff that's going to happen in 10.2. Like some of the tier set. There's all different like things about the tier set since that stuff's out or whatever. But I found something interesting that was data mined, and it's kind of I think it's kind of a big topic. You know, it's an interesting topic, to say the least. And it revolves around the Great Vault, which is... No, this is not bad. So apparently, it seems that they're changing the top level. So you know how, or the second level. So you know how you got Raid, Mythic Plus, and PvP, right? Mythic Plus is changing. It's the data mine stuff that they have is now, instead of just saying Mythic Plus, it's just going to say Heroic or Mythic Dungeon. They're taking the plus out and adding heroic dungeons into that track.
Oh.
So I don't know if that's going to change the loot or if it's still going to go up. Oh, no, it actually is based on the mythic level too. So
I mean, heroic or a heroic dungeon, it's the same dungeon, whether it's a heroic or a mythic.
Right. But if you don't have a group to do keys, or you can't find somebody, you can queue and do heroics and get 3 pieces of gear from the vault. Because gear is upgradable now, right? You could get heroic dungeon gear that you could then upgrade to like entry-level mythic dungeon gear or entry-level raid gear. And so now people that don't have a guild or have a hard time finding a mythic dungeon group you can just do heroics and be guaranteed 3 pieces of gear.
You know what would, rather than doing that, what would kind of lower the barrier to entry of mythics, or make it, just a little bit so people weren't so dependent on, kicking people or gatekeeping people, getting rid of the timer.
I knew there was going to be something.
Getting rid of the timer would just,
I remember this conversation. We've had this one before.
would, so they don't
Man,
have to
she's like serving in tennis and like throws the ball as high as she can in the air.
I mean,
wait for it.
You don't have to do any other stuff other than just remove the timer. And then if you don't fail, I mean, yes, time lost and that sucks, but there's no real penalty. You can still do it and remove the timer.
I mean, you still get credit for the Great Vault regardless of whether or not you make the timer. So, as far as the Great Vault is concerned,
remove the timer. I mean, the only thing is it's a community aspect. People are like, "Oh, gotta time it," because people are competitive idiots.
Yeah, and it's meant to be a competitive end game.
No,
thing.
It's meant for something that Blizzard can put on Twitch and use as like advertising or whatever, or use like to get people into stuff. It's not
what?
It's meant as like something.
Jim, don't question her. Okay,
no,
she's riled up and ready to go.
It's something. It's meant to be something that people will go out there and they'll see it. Like if you're on Twitch and you're like, oh, you watch people play WoW, because otherwise, what are they going to watch?
There's no doubt that they're milking that side of the story. That's for sure.
It's a marketing thing.
But I definitely believe that like this is a good change as well. Like thinking back, why the hell wasn't there the whole time? And even still, like if you run normals, why can't you get a piece of gear too? It just means you engage with the community, and then like you get the same item level area, right? For whatever you ran. So why not? Come on, Jim, tell me, damn it. Why not?
I don't know. I don't work at Blizzard. I just play their game.
You should.
No. No.
They're hiring another designer, I saw. Something.
Yeah, I can go in with my 0 game design experience.
I don't think you would be happy there.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I do not think you would be happy there.
I don't know. I really feel like he would, actually.
I do not. And I will tell you after the stream, after
I
we're
know
done.
why.
Yes.
I know why.
Yeah. I 100% guarantee he would not be happy there. And it's the same reason he wouldn't be happy at Google. It's the same reason he wouldn't be happy at any of those companies.
Because you hate people. That's fine. I hate people too.
No, there's a
No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't.
No.
No.
I
Let's
get your
move on.
drift. You don't have to explain it. But from the perspective of a game that we're this invested in our lives, I do think that like
It would if you took the people out of it and like the cult, like certain aspects of the culture out of it, and if it was just if it was just like gaming stuff, you know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, it would be cool to be a part of this game, you know, and to be a part of it. It would be really cool to be a part of any game development studio just making games. You know, it's like, maybe not any. Like, I wouldn't want to work on like something like a fucking first person shooter like COD or something like that. You know,
yeah, I know.
that stuff's kind of like, I mean, it would be interesting to like, you know, whatever, but like anything that's got like heavy on like the fantasy or sci-fi stuff, I think would be kind of cool. You know,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
depending.
just taking software engineering and then being a part of something that you care that damn much about, I think would be
it's
would
definitely
be really cool.
definitely not my current job.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a job where you get that invested in it, you know, and it's just like it's just like, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people like this at Blizzard. I'm sure there's a lot of people at CD Projekt Red and all that stuff that are just like super into it, but like it's not ever like the whole thing, right? So then like I always see these things, like they got the panels and all that stuff, or any like the news announcements from like Larian Studio, and you see that and you're like, that's a place where I think everybody fucking loves their job. You know what I mean? And like, and they make awesome games, you know, and it's just like that to me would be the ideal environment, because the owner is super into the games, doesn't want to fucking sell. They're not beholden to anybody. You know,
that's fair. That's actually a really good point. I guess the person at the helm, if they're not, you know, in sync with you know, what they're leading, right, and their customer base and stuff like that, it really makes a big fucking difference. And so, like, I think that's why, like, I'm not the biggest Xbox fan in the world, but I do enjoy the fact that like somebody at the helm of Xbox at least gets hyped up about, like when they were talking about Activision Blizzard, whatever crap.
Oh, the purchase or the acquisition.
And Phil starts talking about like the potential games they could bring out of the vault and all kinds of stuff. Right. It's just total geek out mode, and I think that's like, I'm really happy it's not like some random ass, you know, higher up, if you will, person that's just sitting in that slot just to achieve OKRs and whatever else they use to measure their success with, right? Somebody that's actually passionate.
You would definitely hope it's not somebody that is, their whole thing is to just appease the stakeholders and make money.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how they make it. And it's the same shit with Unity, right? They got this fucking CEO in there.
Or they're, oh, exactly. That's actually a great point. Or somebody that's trying to sell Mythic Plus runs on Twitter.
I don't know, yeah.
Yabara.
Yeah. I mean, there's ain't nothing wrong with it. He's not doing it in game, I guess.
No, I know. I'm kidding. It's just funny. That's all. I mean, it's a stretch further than like, who was a little rinky-dink dude that left that was there from the beginning. What was his name? Mike something.
I don't know.
Damn, what was his name?
What did he do?
Oh my god. He was the CEO or the president or whatever.
Wait.
Oh my gosh.
Jason,
what was his name?
The guy with the ponytail, the kind of bigger guy that
Mike Ybarra?
No, not the ice cream dude.
What are you talking about?
No.
It's somebody.
Mike something. How do we not know his name?
Morheim?
He started it with yes, Morheim, Mike Morheim.
Oh,
You're
Man,
welcome.
that is a one forgetful person. Holy shit.
I mean, I recognize the name. I've never. It's
Hey Blizzard, how are you? Well, I really blah 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 blah. I don't play our games. Blah 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 blah. That's that guy.
Oh, okay. I mean, as far as like, it hasn't really been probably until we really started doing this that I really paid attention to individuals involved in like the companies that make the games. Like,
Yeah.
I read, Metzen's books, but I didn't know that he worked there and was as big a part of it, and like when all that shit was going down with the fucking whatever the hell that guy's name was it Hassan Rabi or whatever, the Cosby Room shit.
Oh yeah.
It's like no idea who the fuck that was. It's like
Yeah.
like you hear names and I just like, who?
Well, that's what like I remember watching they made a big development video back in like 2010 or 2011. That was awesome. It was so cool to see. Like they totally just went through like all the influential people that have been at Blizzard like since the early beginning or whatever. And then they share like how they were developing games back then, playing Magic cards on the floor and stuff like that. It's like, oh man, I can just smell the BO from the mid 90s in a comic shop. And so it's fun to like, and I think that's the only reason like I recognize a lot of those folks. So and really too, like it's nice to know that those people exist, because there are certain people that are still a lot more human, for one, right? And not just gross people, and people that actually have like that inner spirit about them, like the dude that drawed the brewmaster, Sam something, long hair, like dirty blonde long hair dude. I think he still works there, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But he was there like, I know he was there a while back, I think. Samwise, they called him.
There's only
I
one
gotta find out.
There's only one Samwise I know.
I gotta find it, because
he's a
I
Gamgee.
found his YouTube. I found his YouTube because he still draws on he'll do like drawing lessons or just kind of jot stuff. It's really awesome. But I remember the first like brewmaster, Pandaren, whatever, that was him that drew that.
That sounds
So,
vaguely
I don't know.
familiar.
Yeah, I wish I knew his full name was. I guess I could Google it. I'm in front of a computer.
Computer. Yep.
Oh my god.
That's something that,
That is-
a lot of people, most people listening to this probably will not get.
Nope.
Samwise Didier?
Dan user?
You
Danuser?
not Dan user. No, if you saw a picture of him, you would know precisely who this was. So I'll just.
You have a lot of faith in me because
Really? No, you would recognize this dude. There's no way you can't recognize this dude.
send me a pic. Let me see.
I'm trying.
Well, that's another game we could play. We could play Who's That Developer? No. Maybe he looks like Mac from Sunny in Philadelphia in that middle picture if he grew a fucking big ass beard and long hair.
You recognize him or no?
Not really.
Really? Let's see.
I mean,
let me see if he still works
the
there. though.
Didier name sounds familiar, and the artwork definitely looks familiar. But like, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I think he still works at Blizzard. He's been with them since they started.
Damn.
He's a senior art director. The Pandaren race he created. Yeah. Something about Blackthorn too, like because they did live action shots for Blackthorn, the game when they created it and turned it into
rotoscoped it.
animation. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's right. That was the one that never was it the one that never got released?
There
was a
No,
game-
it was
there was a-
released. It was on NES, Super NES, and DOS. It came out.
We should find that.
Sorry, that was
Oh, yeah.
huge,
Huge
huge way
tangent.
way off in the
No, that's okay. I don't really.
No, it's just people like that. I like those people. I like to like be influenced by those types of people because you can feel the passion behind it.
Yeah.
And you need a little bit of that to lock you back into the idea of World of Warcraft, considering how old it is and how much shit they've been through. Right?
Yeah.
And because if it wasn't for that, I never got locked into anything. Like I remember like following a few people about EverQuest, but never even like it was just the main guy from Ultima that created Ultima and stuff. And even him, he was a very inspiring life. And so like I don't know, I like to know about those people, what they do, how they influence it, and that kind of reassures that the genre and the product are going to be around for a little bit longer, and it's not just full of fools trying to make money and destroy everything, kind of like Unity.
They're not even developers, man. That's what sucks.
But they're trying to fuck the world. That's what they're trying to do.
They're like, oh, there's an untapped market in here. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's just like either they didn't run it by anybody else or they didn't tell anybody else at that company and they just fucking just said, here it is, and all that stuff. And apparently there was some like a leak or whatever of like the new stuff, and I don't think it's any better. And so it's
a shit show.
Yeah, that is definitely a shit show. That would be like if that would be like if WoW comes out, like, okay, well, you're gonna have to pay, like 6,000 gold to run a dungeon, 10,000 gold to run a raid per person.
And that purchases, yeah.
Yeah, and then if you want to do any type of progression, and no, not
it becomes a Roblox game at that point. If you want to unlock this dungeon, pay this amount of gold.
Well, it was funny because I remember the other day, Kristen was watching something, and I forget what was it, Destiny 2, where they started like releasing expansions, and like you then had to like buy more of the DLC to unlock the dungeons and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But could you imagine if anytime you zoned into a dungeon, you had to pay? Well, no. You see, you left and you re-entered, so that's like a reinstall. So you have to, we had to spin up that instance again. So there's a fee for that.
Or like when Final Fantasy, 11 made you pay for extra characters.
Fuck, they do that on 14 too.
Or do they?
No, they don't. You don't have to. That was before. They changed that. You don't have to do that anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, they used to.
Yeah.
Well, they for sure had it back in like 2004.
And it wasn't specifically you had to pay for extra characters. They had the regular sub, which you could have unlimited characters on. Or they had an entry level sub where you could have one character
Per server? Yeah. It was cheaper. So I mean,
it was cheaper. It was
Was it
$12.90. It was
14?
12.
Yes.
It was $12.99 versus $14.99. So it was cheap.
thought
I did it for the longest time.
$8.99.
No, I think it was like $12.99.
It was cheaper.
Yes, it was cheaper.
But
I did it for the longest time because I only played one character, and because you can play all the jobs on one character, it didn't make sense for me to have alts. But then they've changed it. They still have the entry sub for some reason or something like that. But they haven't limited it, I guess.
Oh, Jim, there you go. That's the perfect example of this Unity thing. They start charging per character.
in WoW? Oh, I'm fucked.
And like you were halfway through your DK thing or something like that, and it's
retroactive. And you know what? That Unity would be like if Blizzard was gonna do that, but they We're going to make it retroactive to all the characters you had, but they announced it after they upped the character limit from 50 to 60.
Oh
No,
man.
if they fucking tried that, that would be
It'd be a shit show, obviously, right?
stop. No, it's funny because Blizzard,
case in point for Unity though, like it doesn't make any
Yeah,
fucking sense.
it doesn't make any sense. And it's weird that what would be the thing that would make you stop playing WoW? Because this shit with Unity, even though it doesn't affect me in any way whatsoever, I still fucking uninstalled that shit. Because, you know, it's like, but what would have to happen at Blizzard and or Activision? I mean, Blizzard mainly, I guess, for you to just stop playing WoW. Like, what would it take? Because they've gone through some shit, some pretty bad shit. Now, granted, it wasn't directed at the players kind of thing. It was just shit inside the company and whatnot.
Yeah, and I mean, even they did a bad job of it too, right? But I think that's the core thing, though, right? Is that even if they do a shit job at it, can they course correct? Right? I think everybody should be smart enough to know that, like, the company's not ran by anybody. Even if the helm is someone that's evil, it's just not ran by anybody.
Yeah.
Everybody would just have to stop working to get it to stop working. This is never really going to be the case, or never should be. There should never be a reason for that. People can be removed if they are bad people and can't overly influence changes into the company and the customer culture around these games. So I think the fact that, like, even though they did do a shit job of it, but they finally made their way through it was, I mean, if that didn't push away most people, I'm not sure what will, other than the game just dying.
Yeah.
But as long as it's still a central point to people's lives, like, fat chance of that, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. WoW's got legs, and it's going to go on for a while. We're going to be...
That's true. And honestly, like, if anything, these changes of the last couple of years with everything happening, the game feels like it has become more abstract from the people behind it. It's not to say that people should not have, like, or don't deserve the recognition for what they do as far as ideas and all this stuff, but more so that they've introduced people throughout different teams to share information, be more visible, more verbal on multiple platforms about it, instead of just like one central person, makes it feel more abstract from the people.
There's no lore.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's when you look at World of Warcraft, you don't think of Ghostcrawler at that point, right?
Yeah,
you don't,
again, that was like, I'm aware of that person, but like that was never like a central figure for me. Like, it wasn't
right. Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but like anytime that anyone thinks about it,
yeah,
right. And even still, like, he has become more it has become more abstract from him as well, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, because he used to be like all the time being the one giving the interviews, saying things or whatever, and like him and Josh would doing the stuff and whatnot, and that's kind of faded away. I think Josh left or whatnot, but like he's still there, but like not as front facing. And now you're starting to see stuff like Dan User and, you know, just other different people. That's just a great name.
It really is.
Danuser.
The Dan User.
What do you do for a living? Why, I use the Dans.
The Dans.
I'm a Dan user.
Oh my god.
He's a big Dan user.
But yeah, you know, I do get that. Like, there is, like, they do have more now. Granted, even though they are doing that, they're taking people that I really feel like are out of their comfort zone and putting them in these videos to talk about stuff. And it's like,
yeah, you can definitely tell, like, they don't have
scripted.
epic acting experience.
Well, and that's just it, right? It's like if like they're doing it in like, is it like somebody's off camera with a gun to their baby's head kind of thing?
No.
You know, it's like you're gonna act this out, and it's just like it's
definitely
good.
like I mean more of the influencer interviews that go on with like the YouTubers and stuff. You can tell like these guys are still kind of like out of their comfort zone when they talk, but it's definitely a lot less like there's no script there. They just have their boundaries to talk about stuff. And like I watched a few of those and I love those. Like
Yeah,
because it's people I don't know who they are for sure. And then two, they're still hyped as fuck about the game.
and that's what I think too.
And it's
right?
like, let me geek out, please. Yes, I'm so excited. I haven't played the damn game in like a month and a half. And I'm still excited about what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, right? Is that if you can tell that it's like listening to somebody talk about Star Wars or Star Trek or Lord of the Rings, any of those like those nerd domains or whatever, or like for us that's probably easier to stomach than somebody talking about like their favorite sports team or sports player, you know what I mean? But even there, like if somebody's super passionate or super into it, like man, I really love potatoes. Potatoes are so goddamn fucking versatile. Those starches, man, you can fucking boil them, mash them, put them in a stew, all that shit. Since you're talking about Samwise, you know what I mean?
God.
But like, even if you were to take the most awkward, shy person, if you find the one thing that they're passionate about and you give them a chance to talk about it and actually listen, they will tell you a fucking story and it'll come out. You'll get that passion. That's
that real passion behind it.
And that's part of the reason why I still like listening to the old recordings of Art Bell when he talks to all like the crazy people about UFOs or aliens or Bigfoots or witches and all that stuff, because he, as a radio host, he was very just non-judgmental. He took it at face value. Now he would ask questions sometimes. I was like, well, I don't know, but what about this? But he wouldn't never make anybody feel stupid. Now maybe that was a bad thing to foster some insane people and flat earth and all this other fucking shit. Like maybe this kind of led to that being like a thing, but still like just being like a blank slate there for somebody to like tell their stuff is good. It's like, so yeah, I like it when people actually, you can tell they care about something. It's, yeah.
Because it gets you hyped up, like especially in a case like this,
especially when you care about it too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Keeps us going, that's for sure.
Yeah. And then somebody can say something stupid or slip, and you get like some neat stuff. So, yeah. I don't know. There really wasn't much else to kind of chat about. We're going to try some Heroic this week. Hopefully, maybe we'll get a couple bosses down. That would be nice.
Are we actually going to try Heroic?
Damn fucking right.
Okay.
Heroic Dungeons.
We'll try it. Whether or not we do it, that's another story. We've tried it once, and now granted, we were missing a few of our regular players, so that made it a little bit more difficult. However, we're going to have some of our normal players there. We have 10 people signed up, so it seems like it'll be a pretty strong group. We'll give it a shot. I'll be streaming it, so you can watch us fail. Sunday nights at 7:30-ish, something like that. But,
Hoorah.
Hoorah. Yeah, I don't know. You got anything else? Did you
Heroic. No. Hardcore. Sorry, hardcore. WoW.
Oh,
Classic.
I haven't played that in a while.
That's what
I played a little
That's
bit of
what
it.
I've been.
Have you? I died once because I AFK'd somewhere where
Oh.
in the starting zone, in the orc starting zone where the scorpion, the like
Yeah.
level 4, like I forgot, walked away to do something and came back and was dead, and I was like, well, that's the end of that
That's
character.
so sad because that's like 45 minutes of progress.
Nah, it's not that bad.
Oh, it's all right. Yeah, we just hit level 10, so we're having a blast. It's actually
Have you run into
just the huh?
have you run into anything that's like really been like an oh shit moment?
Oh yeah. Yeti cave and in the dwarf area.
Mm.
Oh yeah, we almost. Which my son is a hunter, and I'm a priest, and so we were doing the whole like tank DPS heals, trying to get a little trifecta going, and that was like level 5, 6, 7, something like that, 8, and the timing of so 100 dead zones suck. 2, 25% mana or lower, we cannot pull something that hard. And 2, we're like third part of that is we're down deep in the cave where they're respawning, and we're relying on other groups to be in there mowing them down. And then we turn around and they're not there anymore. They've already progressed back to the first part of the cave, and so they start spawning on us. And it's like, oh my gosh. And there was one good time that like we almost died right there at the end. And it was actually wild. And even just the sheer amount of considerations you have to take when you're playing the game.
Yeah.
Dude, it is insane to play that way. Like, it's so incredible. I come out of Ironforge and I go down the hill, and I need to turn left to go towards Loch Modan.
Yeah.
Loch Modan?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, I can't jump down the hill because I'm not sure that I will live. I could heal myself, but I don't think I can live. So I got to go further down and trek around it and stuff. And it's like
Falling death.
Oh man, yeah. But getting stuck in caves, dangerous. You can't go by yourself ever. That's for sure. I couldn't go far. I was trying to go fishing, but then I'm like, I got stuck. There was like 3 reds. I go to a spot in the middle of Cosmodon, and there is 3 red mobs, and they're stationed in a way that their patterns, I can't get past them. And I'm like, if I get stuck in a battle and another aggro's on me, then I'm done. I can't get away or anything.
Yeah.
So I had to I'm like, okay, we'll have to trek backwards, go all the way back to the road over here, then go all the way around. It's like, man, the sheer amount of considerations you have to take just creates this whole different vibe with the game completely. And it did it does a huge callback to some old school play styles. I feel like, I don't know why, but or even EQ, where you die and then you don't die in a convenient spot. You can't res in a convenient spot. You res at your bind point or whatever, and then maybe get someone to drag your corpse back to you. And it's shit like that. Or even Ultima, like I was talking about, where you die and you're a ghost. You gotta go to town, find the healer, then run all the way back and try to get your shit before somebody steals it. It's that type of gameplay feeling, and I'm like, I really, really like it. And there's people everywhere. It's so cool, man. It's definitely I'm gonna be miffed when I die, but
yeah. Well, the farther you get, the worse it's gonna be.
The cool thing is they let you transfer over to a normal classic era server.
That's great.
If your character dies, so
yeah, it'll let you do we talked about that. It'll let you do if you're a guild leader, it'll let you transfer the guild and all that stuff. It'll let you do some things before you.
Just seeing people there was people in Gnomeregan that were running a dungeon, and we have the add-on that will tell you when people die.
Oh yeah,
oh man, and they just start falling like flies. It's like burnt dead, burnt dead, burnt dead. The whole group wipes.
Death log.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah. Oh, it's pretty cool. But yeah, no, that's been my primary thing. So
Well, that's cool.
we'll see.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to talk about? Nope. Nope. Okay. Well,
She tried to, Jim, and you stopped her.
I did not stop her. What did I stop her about?
The timer. She wanted to talk about the
I let her
timer.
talk
I
about
always
the
want to
timer.
talk about the timer, but you know.
I know.
Don't you try to start shit, Brian.
Oh, I'm just trying to give her space. Damn it. She deserves time to talk too about the timer and how annoying it is.
It is annoying, but that's fine.
I mean, I'm not annoyed with it, and that's just me, and that's fine.
Oh, Jim's so controlling, isn't he?
Oh my God. Thank you everybody for listening. You can, I'm choosing to end this podcast. You can check us out at facebook.com/server restart in. Shoot a tweet at server_restart. And as you guys probably already guessed, we didn't do anything that I said we would do this week because I didn't look anything up about anything and don't remember what it was. So,
Oh no, what did we say we were going to do? I forgot.
I don't know. Was it legendaries? What classes have what
legendary?
legendaries and stuff?
Oh, I don't remember.
I think I had talked about looking that up. Anyway, we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.